Hello, welcome back. Episode 4. So yeah, you guys, we are now in the next week. You've got... Oh, what are you doing, you horrible lot? Come up here, you two. Sorry, the cat's being naughty. So yeah, you've got Impact Wrestling episode 2 ready. Let the War Begin, MPW episode 3. Your weeklies are going up tomorrow. So that will be uploaded. These will be loaded into a certain order so I know where we go. But as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 WWE series, more or less. An Impact series. Actually 4. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 WWE series. 1 MPW and 1 Impact. And I'm enjoying every single second of it. And it was really nice to get on, and books were on SmackDown today for you tomorrow. And I'll probably book the others at some point this week when my fiancée is at work, because she's off tomorrow. And we're going out. I'm going to see my sister after about 3:30. So I might do a bit of... And I've got to do the Hell in a Cell review, which will date this when this is recorded. In a pre-show about decent wrestling with a little heat, the Pitbulls and the $1 Billion Babes defeated the Lightning Express and the Fantastics in 8:18 when Grey Wolf defeated George Haynes by pin of the Death Valley Driver. 3,876 people tonight at the Titanium Gymnasium. GQ Stratus is getting better. It's getting so is Bobby Filton. Mike Sampson 38. GQ Stratus 38. Anthony Dante 44. Grey Wolf 42. George Hines 39. Bobby Filton 54. Tim Horner 52. Brad Armstrong 68. Grey Wolf in performance. Anthony Dante in performance. Tim Horner in flying and performance. Mike Sampson in performance and George Hines in performance. I am a bit concerned with the current state of the company because I'm a bit worried that I've got too many... I'm outnumbered by heels to faces, so I'm going to have a hope see what happens next week. So I've got a few people waiting to join, so we'll see what happens next week. But in the future, I had some Pro Wrestling, a little heat. Chris Benoit defeated Tommy Dreamer in 7:55 by submission with a crippler crossface. Chris Benoit 47, Tommy Dreamer 48. That's probably why. So I don't think Chris Benoit and Tommy Dreamer, I think they're both faces. Anyway, let's ignore that. 48D plus. Won't be a mistake again. In a feature about decent wrestling, Pro Wrestling, a little heat. Don Callis, Jerry Lawler, and Scott Hall defeated Rey Mysterio Jr., Dave Sullivan, and Bob Holly in 8. Tevin Skull defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. by pin of the Crucifix Powerbomb. In terms of ring work, Jerry Lawler's head and shoulders went up. Bob Holly 41, Dave Sullivan 35, Rey Mysterio Jr. 49, Scott Hall 51, Jerry Lawler 17, Don Callis 31. Jerry Lawler in performance, Scott Hall in flying, and Bob Holly in performance of 57C-. In a terrible preacher match, the Bushwhackers defeated the Power Twins in 7:44, and Butch Miller defeated Larry Power by pin for the battering ram. Butch Miller 43, Luke Williams 42, Larry Power 33, and Dave Power 28. No working bumps. They'll probably improve as the house show tour continues. And in the preacher match, decent wrestling with a heat, Dave Finlay defeated RVD in 7:58 by pin of the Tombstone Pile Driver. Dave Finlay makes defense number 1 of his MPW Intercontinental. RVD 50, Dave Finlay 53. No working miss 56C-. Then in the Peter Bad, Pro Wrestling and All Heat, Lance Storm and Sid Vicious defeated Mando Guerrero and Max Payne in 8:01 when Lance Storm defeated Mando Guerrero by pin of the Canadian Maple Leaf. Max Payne 43, Mando Guerrero 51, Sid Vicious 52, Lance Storm 38. Lance Storm and Sid Vicious in performance, nice, a 52D+. And then Lex Luger opens up the main show tonight and he goes, I don't care. How can the MPW champion do this? He was not injured. He is scared of Lex Luger. He knows I'm telling the truth. And when I said he did not call me, it's bullshit. He's not I'm telling the truth when I said he did not call me. It's bullshit. He's not here tonight. Because if he was, I would kick his ass. And in 4 weeks' time, I will. MPW better not stop this one from happening. I beat Eddie Guerrero fair and square. I am the number 1 contender. And that means I want my shot in 4 weeks. At the next event. And that is it. And I know, Sting, you're not going to be here tonight. How about you turn up? How about you hobble out here next week and face me in this ring? So, yes, Sting will be here next week live. He is not here tonight. I had to set him as a main eventer, but he's not on the card at all because he's injured. I want to keep him off as much as possible and out of angles. What I will be doing, though, is Sting will be making an appearance next week on Thunder. And that's probably one of the other reasons why we're struggling with heel face at the moment because of the injuries and me messing up. So I hope he'll be back on the Thunder next week. Been about decent wrestling below heat. Ultimate Dragon defeated Sonya Vega in 6:36 by pin of the Dragon Bomb. Sonya Vega 40, Ultimate Dragon 55, Sonya Vega improving performance of 54C-. In about that decent wrestling member cheat, the Nasty Boys defeated Top Guns in 6:56 When Jerry Sags defeated Ricky Rice by pinfall the trip to Nastyville. Ricky Rice 32, Derek Dukes 36, Brian Nobbs 61, Jerry Sags 60, Brian Nobbs in performance, Derek Dukes in performance. I love the fact you can set people to be in certain divisions. Because I do this with my tag teams. I'm going to try and do it with the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown guys. Is you have them set up to be in the tag team division. And that way then I can do things like, which I'm going to do next week, which I'm going to book in a minute. I'll show you how it will work. And then Tim and the Lightning Express come out and go, congrats last night on your win. But in 4 weeks is Extreme Rules. And that means there is no rules. And let's do something fun. Let's make it a Falls Count Anywhere match for the MPW Tag Team titles. And this time we'll win. I will do that. But I haven't set the show up yet. And there's only when I was writing this angle out I decided on that show. So let's say, for instance, next week we're going to do something a little different. So if I put in tag team division, I can see all my tag teams, all my wrestlers who are in a tag team. I can go Brad Armstrong will be taking on. I'm going to say I am doing this next week, so don't think this is just me to make a point. So we know that is one tag team partner and one tag team partner going up against each other. I don't like having the tag team. What's the word I'm looking for? Tag teams. You know, if I'm going to do these matches, it has to be tag team. There has to be a reason behind putting them in single matches. Who was the other one? Tim Horner. So that makes sense. You know, they're both in storylines between the tag team belts, so they're going to have singles match against each other next week. And then the week after, we'll swap it around. So Brad Armstrong will take on Brian Nobbs, and Jerry Suggs will take on... Brad Armstrong will take on Brian Nobbs, and Jerry Suggs will take on Tim Horner the week after. That's how it will work. In a bad had great heat, good heat, and decent wrestling. The Great Muta defeat Dave Boy Smith in 8-27 by pinfall the Shining Wizard following interference from Jerry Lawler. Great Muta was rid off his game. Dave Boy seen off his game. Great Muta 66, Dave Boy 56. No working room 66C+. Then Tracy Smalls in the back. He has 54C- on this angle, which is not bad. And he goes, yes, I lost last night. But you go and face Undertaker and you beat him. He's the most terrifying thing I've ever faced. You see, the urn is the key. Get the urn and take away the Undertaker's power. I have a plan for Extreme Rules. I need to talk to Jim first. 54C-. In the bad good wrestling, Madame Cheat, Catastrophic defeat Bam Bam Bigelow in 8-15 by pinfall the double arm DDT. These two have good chemistry. Catastrophic 61, Bam Bam Bigelow 70. Catastrophic in performance and Bam Bam in performance. I know I've done this match many a time, but I love it. Love the fact. And then we have hype. A music video showing promoting the Japanese invaders. And the reason, in a bad good wrestling and decent match crowd, the Japanese invaders, Juice Thunderliger, Mashu Shinu, and Stan Hansen defeat Eddie Guerrero, Owen Hart, and Chris Joker in 802, and Stan Hansen defeat Owen Hart by pinfall with the lariat. Chris Joker's weak link. I know that. Stan Hansen 81, Monsieur Shinu 69, Juice Thunderliger 73, Chris Joker 47, Owen Hart 60, and Eddie Guerrero 73. Owen Hart in performance 74B-. In a bad good wrestling and decent wrestling crowd, Brian Pillman defeated Arn Anderson 8-20 by pinfall the Air Pillman, following botching interference by Truly. Arn Anderson 72, Brian Pillman 63. No work improvements. And then Dave's in the back and he goes, can you see this? I'm your new Intercontinental Champion. I'm the star, I'm the future, I'm the best. Now I know Steve has his rematch, but I don't care. I've been in once and I'll do it all over again. Now, will MPW notice me now? And will you stupid fans notice me? 41D. In a bad subpar wrestling, a little heat, the British Invasion defeated Harlem Heat in 751 when Steven Regal defeated Booker T by pinfall the Regal Plex. Dave Taylor 46, Steven Regal 51, Stevie Ray 40, Booker T 40. No work improvements, but Booker T and Stevie Ray show extra chemistry together. 50D+. And Sean's in the back and he's sat on these stairs and he's like, did you see it last night? Shawn Michaels retains and I proved my point. I did not need the Money in the Bank to win this title. I just needed the opportunity. And now I am the one. I am now the one and only face of MPW. Sting is nothing compared to me. He's injured and I'm not. That makes me the star. 54C-. Then in a good match, Tracy Smothers and Ricky Steamboat defeated Shawn Michaels the Undertaker in 746 when Tracy Smothers defeated Shawn Michaels by pinfall the Jawjacker. Ricky Steamboat was head and shoulders better. Tracy Smothers witnessed Drew Hale's performance. Ricky Steamboat 82, Tracy Smothers 52, Undertaker 71, Shawn Michaels 73. Nice to see. Next week on Thunder, I am going to start doing these pre-booked matches because it helps not just with it just helps with people wanted to come to see the show. Tracy Mills will be taking on Shawn Michaels. Ricky Steamboat 82, Tracy Mills 52, Undertaker 71, Shawn Michaels 72. Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker show chemistry team together. The Undertaker and Paul have great chemistry. Ricky Steamboat for performance. I was not expecting to see that on my thing. Of course, I'm not going to actually make them a tag team, but hey ho. If we ever need to do that again. In a decent match, Trudy Bannister defeated Steve Austin in 7.9 by submission after the distraction of Dave Finlay. Steve Austin 36, Trudy 57. These two don't click, 54 C-. And in our main event of the night, Bret Hart, in a superb match, Bret Hart defeated Lex Luger in 22 minutes 28 by submission of the sharpshooter. Lex Luger's getting base gimmick. He's only got a 61, but Bret Hart an 83. No work commitments. And then, of course, after the match, Arn Anderson runs in, beating down Bret Hart to the mat. We end tonight's show with a 75 B-. This show increased our popularity in 30 regions. My friends, a 75 B-. That is your first edition of On Thunder. I'll see you guys next week as we continue to head towards Extreme Rules. This is episode number 4. Welcome back to the biggest night in MPW history. We're live tonight in front of 4,536 people at the FUI Arena in Miami, Florida. But in a terrible pre-show match, the Power Twins defeat the Top Guns in 8:30 when Dave Power defeated Ricky Rice by pinfall. Larry Power 34, Dave Power 35, Ricky Rice 34, and Derek Dukes 37. Derek Dukes improved the Rumble. Whoop whoop. In a pre-show match, Subpar Wrestling, Dave Finlay and Savio Vega and Skull defeat Dave Sullivan, Ultimate Dragon, and Steve Austin in 7:45 when Savio Vega defeats Dave Sullivan by pinfall to the Caribbean Quick. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. Steve Austin 48, Ultimate Dragon 55, Dave Sullivan 37, Scott Hall 50, Savio Vega 43, and Dave Finlay 46. Scott Hall improving in technical performance. Beautiful Scott, 51D+. In about a pre-show about Subpar Wrestling, Heat, Roman Mysterio Jr. defeated Don Callis in 7:55 by pinfall to Miss Joanna. Don Callis 33, Roman Mysterio Jr. 48, Don Callis improved performance. I have solved the mystery of the injuries. It is because Rick Rude's injured, Sting's injured, and Finger was injured. So tonight, Gino Cassiano, Carmella and Tom Davis make a special one-night appearance on the pre-show. And in the pre-show, had decent wrestling with Heat, Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Benoit, and Lance Stevens defeated the local talents. In 7:39, when Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Johnny Casino by pinfall, the head over headbutt. Bam Bam Bigelow, but Gino was head and shoulders well, so Gino was the weak link. Tom Davis 42, Carmella 60, Gino Cassiano 25, Lance Storm 47, Chris Benoit 44, Bam Bam Bigelow 47, Carmella improving in technical. He is getting signed full time anyway, 61C. He's on the, I've put him on the shortlist, so he'll probably get signed soon once Rick Rude comes back. But then in a decent pre-show match, Vader, Trudy Bannister, and Sid Vicious defeat Bob Holly, Mike Rabber, who makes his debut, and Rob Van Dam in 8:18 when Vader defeated Bob Holly by pinfall the Vader Bomb. Bob Holly's getting his gimmick, old school Mike Rappard, old school face, above average. Rob Van Dam 51, Mike Rappard 53, Bob Holly 44. Sid Vicious 56, Truly Bannister 73, and Vader 67. RVD in performance and Vader in flying. Not a bad match. Vader always seems to be good in these series. Just checking the cat's alright. And Sting makes a special guest appearance as promised last week, and I have forgot to set up Extreme Rules again because I've been busy trying to set up this show, so you'll get this episode ready with contract signings and stuff, so you'll get to see that. God, this is a very... Can I do that, please? Oh. Very difficult trying to get this so that these two have half their faces each. There we go, that's better. Last week I was not here by the orders of MPW, now Lex Luger calls me out. I'm here tonight against the orders of MPW, and next week I'll be in action. And with Extreme Rules coming up, Lex Luger wants to piss me off. You've done it. I have 1 month. If I have a 1 month gap. If I was out for the month and yes, I get stripped, I was injured for less than a month, and it's a month and it pissed me off. I wanted to be at Backlash. I wanted to kick your ass. Now I'm just going to check if I'm right on that score. Let me check a minute, because I swear Sting is back next week. But then I'm thinking he might not be. Yes, he will be. He'll be back in 2 days' time. Awesome. And then Lex comes out and he goes, "Really, Sting? You want to kick my ass? Nicest show. Nicest show. Show up. And nice for you to show up tonight. You see, you're back next week. Awesome. Because the date and the venue for Extreme Rules would have been announced. And one of my good friends will be here from WCW to help in our tag match. He is here tonight, and that is Ric Flair. And so he goes, really? You have Ric Flair for next week's tag match? And now I have a pick for your. Now I have to pick your opponent for tonight and for next week's and for next week. And the next match, well, let's say Hulkamaniacs go wild. Yes, my friends, Hulk Hogan has arrived. No Extreme Rules. I'm going to book this ready for next week's Thunder. Next week's Thunder will be huge, my friends. It will be Hulk Hogan and Sting will be teaming up to take on the team of Ric Flair and Lex Luger. That is your main event next week on MPW Thunder. You won't want to miss that one. In a battle of fantasy and great wrestling, Lex Luger defeated Hulk Hogan 801 by pinfall with a running forearm slam following interference from Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan debuted his Superface gimmick. Scottish running great. Lex Luger and Hulk Hogan pretty good chemistry lifted the match. Ric Flair's debut is Nature Boy gimmick. Scottish running very good. Lex Luger 70, Hulk Hogan 78. Hulk Hogan food performance. The longest feud has started this segment. This feud between Ric Flair and Hogan, I'm starting, will go on from now until the foreseeable future. I think I'm going to end it at next year's big event, Wrestle Kingdom. In a decent match, Brad Armstrong defeated Jay Sags in 5:45 by pinfall the side wash and leg sweep. Brad Armstrong 69, Jay Sags 60. No work improvements. Let's get next week's tag team division matches set. Divisions. Just push T. I think there's only one T other than the television division, but I ain't having one of them. As it will be Brad Armstrong and Brian Knobbs. And it will be... I like to do... I've done this week. I'm going to do it again next week so that they get to face both parties of the teams in tag team action. And of course, that means Jay Sags will have to take on Tim Horner next week. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice little tag team matches. Because see, Brad Armstrong took turn to Jay Sags this week. 68C+. And then we see Sean in the back. And he has got 51D+, but he's getting better at his gimmick. I don't know why. I might have rated Tony Schiavone on something. Radio just knows? Nope. No, actually, radio knows. I don't know. Sean's going, oh my god, Ric Flair. Oh my god, Hulk Hogan. And both of them, I'm your world champion. I should be on me, your world champion. How MPW know the name of the show, but they will not let us know the day and time and won't book anything. But look like Ricky Steamboat, still not happy. So when MPW finally set up Extreme Rules, they can book me and Ricky in a steel cage match, and you better be ready for warfare. So yeah, any matches I have announced will be logged in here. Cage World Title. If I just put World Title, I know what I'm on about. Tag. So yeah, we've got a steel cage match at Extreme Rules. Just so that when I book the show at the end of this, I will book all the matches I've already announced. In a decent match, Brian Knobbs defeated Tim Horner in 7:18 by pin with a running power slam. Brian Knobbs 63, Tim Horner 58. No work improvements at 65C. And Paul Bearer, why is it Undertaker on screen? So you want to put my Undertaker's urn on a pole, do you? The first person who grabs it keeps it and wins. Tracy, you know nothing of my Undertaker, and any weapon will be used against you. The urn means too much to my Undertaker, and he will be the first to grab it and win the match. Oh, yes. So yeah, I am doing some weird stuff with Extreme Rules, but believe me, I ain't going to pull match for... and everything makes sense, and everything will advance the story to the next big show, basically. We know we're going to have the big four, so... In about that decent wrestling below, Heat the $1 Billion Babes defeat Harlem Heat, the Fantastics and the Pitbulls in 8:10 when GQ Stratus defeat Anthony Dante by pinfall. Bobby Phil and Tony Shaw's Venom Arts for 57C-. Booker T and Stevie Ray Shirley's become team together, and that's quality in the colour commentary going to match a boost. Stevie Ray 38, Booker T 41, Mike Savage 49, GQ Stratus 49, George Haynes 46, Bobby Filton 65, Anthony Dante 49, Grey Wolf 47. No work improvements. I just thought it'd be nice to get them on screen. And then Arn Anderson was back and he goes, last week I showed you what the Enforcer can do, and I'm going to keep and can do, and it's going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it, Bret Hart. MPW don't need you, and I'm going to send you packing once for all. So basically, I did something and I was about to write something and I forgot to delete it. Typical me, make me confused. In an exceptional match, Ric Flair defeated Ricky Steamboat in 8:12 by submission and a figure 4 leg lock after the distraction from Shawn Michaels. Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair have great chemistry showed in their performance. Ricky Steamboat 89, Ric Flair 90. Ricky Steamboat improved in performance. I know that Hawkeye did well in this match, but he was meant to, he had quite a lot on his plate because he was being kept strong and all that lot of crap. In a battle of decent wrestling amateur, the British Invasion defeated the Bushwhackers in 803, and Dave Taylor defeated Butch Miller by pinfall the bridging full-away slam. Dave Taylor 48, Stephen Regal 55, Butch Miller 45, Luke Williams 43. No worker improvements of 54, C minus. Steve's in the back and he goes, so I'm no longer the Intercontinental Champion, it's fine. I get another opportunity for 3 weeks in a bull rope match, and I will regain my championship. It's only a matter of time, Dave, before I get my title. So we've got a bull rope match as well for Intercontinental. I'm just going to put Intercon. There we go. So that means, yeah, I know that I'm doing a show called Extreme Rules, and I don't really like gimmicky shows, but I'm using gimmicky shows to my advantage. In a battle at Turbo Wrestling, a non-existent crowd, Kanda Nagasaki defeated Chris Jericho in 8-14 by pinfall the Kazuma Crash. Ken Nagasaki debuted the Samurai Warrior gimmick, spotting showing of average. Ken Nagasaki's getting better gimmick, and that's quality in the colour commentary match of boost. Ken Nagasaki 18, Chris Jericho 49. No work moments. We just need to get his popularity up. He's 17, Brian. He's great. 3-1D. And then, oh, well done, Jerry Lawler. Well done, you beat me in our match 2 weeks ago. But the next one won't be the same deal. I'm going to beat your senses in our stand manny match. When I win, I'll stand above you and get my royal attendants to cover you in trash. He's going to try and get the royal attendants, aka the fans, to cover him in trash. Last man standing, Davey, Boy, and Jerry. Thank you. Save. 8B, beautiful. In a battle of great heat and good, great wrestling and good heat, Arn Anderson and Jerry Lawler defeat Dave Boy and Bret Hart. In 7:57, Jerry Lawler defeat Dave Boy Smith by pinfall the diving fist drop. Davey Boy Smith has a weakness to improving performance. Dave Boy 60, Bret Hart 80, Jerry Lawler 74, and Arn Anderson 79. No work improvements. It's only 3B minus. In a battle of great wrestling and decent wrestling card, the Japanese Invaders. Masashuri, Juice Wonderliger, the Great Muta, and Stan Henson defeated Brian Pillman, Eddie Guerrero, Cactus Jack, and Owen Hart. In 7:48, when the Great Muta defeated Cactus Jack by pinfall the Shining Wizard. Cactus Jack was weak link, that's fine. Wonderliger's getting both gimmick. Stan Hansen 85, Muta 79, Juice Wonderliger 77, Mishu 73, Owen Hart 65, Cactus Jack 51. Eddie Guerrero is 70, and Brian Pillman out there is 79. Mishu Scenario is improving in performance, and so is Juice Wonderliger. It's only 4B minus. I don't want to change his name, but yeah, whatever the hell, how you have it say that. Masashuri Chanel. I might make his name easier for me for the next episode. The video plays hyping up the main event, which I know is not going to do well. 6-4, so I accept that. In a decent match, Shawn Michaels defeated Tracy Smothers in 25-56 by pivotal Sweet Chin Music. It makes his defense number 3 of his MPW World Heavyweight title. Tracy Smothers 51, Shawn Michaels 68. No work improvements. And we're just going straight into the pre-show where The Undertaker defeats Tommy Dreamer in 7:56 by pinfall the chokeslam. Oh, these two are pretty good, have great chemistry. Undertaker 66, Tommy Dreamer 44, remember that. Tommy Dreamer, you're the next opponent for The Undertaker. Hope you like getting pushed. 67C+, not as good as what we've done before, but another great show from MPW. And we'll see you next week as Extreme Rules will be set up and booked. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you in just a tick. Welcome back. We are live, uncensored, and 100% 4,360 people at the Chileas Centre as MPW Thunder rolls on. And as I said, I am going to be setting up. There is Extreme Rules. There is Night of Champions. No Mercy UK Rampage. Elimination Chamber. No Mercy UK. What the? Halloween. Vengeance in December. Dismember before we get back around to. As I said, I'm not going to have this problem again. We're going to feature about decent wrestling, but little heat. Rob Van Dam defeated Chris Benoit in 8:28 by pinfall the Van Dominator. RVD 55, Chris Benoit 44. No improvements, but he's getting better with his gimmick. And Chris Benoit is going to be getting a massive push in the future. In a feature about subpar wrestling, a little hit. The Pitbulls defeated Top Guns in 8:21 when Anthony Dante defeated Ricky Rice by pinfall the Handful of Tights. Anthony Dante 45, Grey Wolf 43, Ricky Rice 31. And Derek Dukes 37. Derek Dukes improving in Rumble 44D. In a decent pre-show match, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Owen Hart in 7:41 by pinfall the diving headbutt. Bam Bam Bigelow 64, Owen Hart 62. No working with 66C+. Yeah, the cat is still sat on this bed with me. She hasn't left my side. She must have missed me. As many of you know, they went away when I'm recording this. They've been away for a few days. So, and now she's going to purr at me because I'll just give her a tickle. In a pre-show battle, we had decent wrestling, but little heat. Dave Sullivan, Chris Jericho, Bob Holly defeated Lance Storm, Sid Vicious, and Vader in 8:22, and Chris Jericho defeated Sid Vicious by pinfall. In terms of ring weight, Vader's head and shoulders over everyone else. Bob Holly 43, Chris Jericho 50, Dave Sullivan 37, Vader 67, Sid Vicious 50, Lance Storm 46. Lance Storm in technical, Vader in technical, flying a 59C. Beautiful. In a terrible pre-show match, Dom Callis defeated Tommy Dreamer 7:47 by pinfall. Tommy Dreamer's the his game. Callis 34, Tommy Dreamer 37, Dreamer improved performance of 39 D-. Then in the pre-show match, decent wrestling below heat, Scott Hall defeated Ultimate Dragon 7:31 by pinfall, the Crucifix Powerbomb. Scott Hall 50, Ultimate Dragon 44, no recommends 51D+. And 98A to open up the freaking show. Well, that's one way to open up your wrestling show. Hello, how are my Hulkamaniacs in Portland tonight? I come here to help a friend Sting with Lex Luger, but Luger brings in Mr. Ric Flair. And then he wants to attack me. Not happy with him. And as I begin talking, and as I am taken with him. As being as I'm taking on Arn Anderson Extreme Rules, that is just going to be a standard wrestling match. But yes, Arn Anderson versus Hulk Hogan will be happening live on pay-per-view, live at Extreme Rules. You won't want to miss that one. And you're taking on Brett. Looks like we only got one more chance to meet in tonight's main event, and it's going to be awesome. And yes, I have wanted to do this match in all of my series, and I've just never really felt like doing it, because Brett, as I say, most of the series I haven't got Ric Flair. Or Ric Flair dies by being hit on the head by a golf ball. And Ric Flair comes out and he goes, "Woo! Can you lot stop throwing trash at me?" Yeah, the fans are throwing trash at him. Hulk Hogan, we're not going to stand here and have this match on the first pay-per-view we come to. Oh no, let's make this fun. Let's face one-on-one at every big show, and the winner with the most points in Wrestle Kingdom 2 picks the match and stipulation. And let's do this. So in 1 month and 2 weeks' time, we'll meet at Night of Champions one-on-one, and then every big event there's going to be on this year. So let's get this set in stone, shall we? So the first one-on-one match between Hulk Hogan will be at Night of Champions. I am only going to be giving this match away over the next year at every single big event. I can confirm now that Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair will be happening at Night of Champions. Elimination Chamber, no, it will not be happening at Elimination Chamber. That will be, actually, yes it will. I'm going to actually put some, I actually got an idea for the Elimination Chamber that does not include these guys. Unless it comes down to it, then they will, so basically they will be in the Elimination Chamber, but I will explain that nearer to the time. December. The person who stays in the Elimination Chamber longer, or wins it, unless they win the Elimination Chamber, will get the point, basically. That's how that will work, because I want these two in the DTD. That's good. And then Wrestle Kingdom next year. But I will just book it down for now as a one-on-one match between Hogan versus. I'm not going to book it. So yeah, I haven't really decided on this yet, because I can't really book the Elimination Chamber yet, because it isn't. Oh, I can actually. Awesome. So I can confirm now, no matter what happens, there will be 2 Elimination Chamber matches, and they will look something like this. It will be Sting, Ricky Steamboat, and Hulk Hogan. This is the world title one. Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, and Ric Flair. Now, that is one. I will look at this when it comes to Night of Champions, because, of course, I will just swip around that Arn Anderson and Sting will feud, and Ricky Steamboat and Lex Luger feud. I've already decided on this, so I can make these matches happen. I haven't really properly decided on this, but it's just, at the moment, what I've got written down in my book. I have a secret book that I keep hold of. I didn't put Bret Hart in that one, did I? No, good. In this one, it will be Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. So that's everybody who's in it now who can be in it. I'm going to be putting in The Undertaker. Ooh. And Truly Blanchard. So that's the heel side of things. And now the faces is going to be, of course, Brian Pillman and Eddie Guerrero. You'll find out more as time goes on. But that'll kind of give you an idea of where this... excuse me, there was a problem there. Anthony Dante knew. Right, let's book this again, shall we, please? Sorry if this is taking a while, but I want to, you know, kind of give away some of the ideas for the company in the future times a bit ahead of time. So yes, I'm doing this. So Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Truly Blanchard. Oh yeah, Shawn Michaels needs to go there. Then it would be The Undertaker up there. Now that's them done. Now faces, I did say Eddie Guerrero in there. That don't work out. Hold on. But I like this to be laid out a certain way. So Truly Blanchard goes there. Then go back to faces. Eddie Guerrero goes there. And of course, I'm going to be putting Brian Pillman in. And Brian Pillman will go there. I don't lay out right. Yeah, the Undertaker's wrong. We're in the wrong spot as well. But yeah, so that kind of give you an idea of some of the storylines we've got planned after Night of Champions. You can work out the rest. But yeah, that's Elimination Chamber set. And that is both Elimination Chamber matches. We'll be having two, both of the titles, and both main event matches at Elimination Chamber. Yes, we're doing things first. But 1980 Star, to get on with the show, let's continue the opening match of the night in About That Good Wrestling and decent match of the crowd. Kevin Nash, Katsura, Eddie Guerrero, and Brian Pillman defeated Japanese invaders Stan Hansen, The Great Muta, Masahiro Shino, and Juice Liger, Nate 25, and Kevin Nash defeated Juice Liger by pinfall with the Jackknife Powerbomb. Welcome to the roster, Kevin Nash, and thank you for joining us as a babyface. Kevin Nash is a badass gimmick, he's got awful. Brian Pillman 75, Eddie Guerrero 67, Katsura 55, Kevin Nash 41. Liger 73, Masahiro 71, Great Muta 71, and Stan Hansen 79, and Stan Hansen improved performance 74 B-. Lovely. She is still purring away a little head over here. In a decent match, Jay Sags defeated Tim Horner in 5:59 by pin for the pump handle slam. Tim Horner 51, Jay Sags 54, 57 C-. Tim Horner improves in Rumble. And then we have Ricky Steamboat and he goes, the World Championship in the steel cage. I'm glad you heard me. I'm going to kick Sean's ass. I'm going to use the cage to my advantage and I'm going to get my title back. You can look at Hogan and Flair, but how? There's a lot more going on here in MPW. Then in a decent match, Brad Armstrong defeated Brian Knobbs in 5:55 by pin with the side whistle next week. 65C, Brad Armstrong 69, Brian Knobbs 48. No work improvements. Next week at MPW Thunder. I will be confirming this now. In the Go Home edition, I will be giving the Harlem Heat have been doing really well lately. Are going to have been granted a title shot against the Nasty Boys ahead of the Sunday night show. So that is something to look forward to next week. Also on next week's MPW Thunder, I'll be giving away quite a few matches for next week. It will be Heels, the $1 Billion Babes against the Lightning Express. Their match. Also next week, there's going to be tag team action again. This will be the main event of the night as Arn Anderson and Ric Flair will join as the Four Horsemen reunite. In fact, we're going to do this. That's really pushed the boundaries. I ain't got Ollie Anderson because he was a. But in the main event, it'll be Hulk Hogan. It will be. Oh, that's shooting. Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and who's feuding with Brian Pillman? That's it. Against the Four Horsemen or the Three, or as I'm going to call them, the Three Horsemen, because we ain't got Ollie Anderson on the roster to manage them. So it'll be the Three Horsemen against the Hogan's team. Nice little main event match there for next week. Hope you join us on Thunder. And then we're going to be doing this one. This one is a bit more exciting as well. Going to give away quite a few matches ahead of the time. Shawn Michaels and Lex Luger will be teaming to face the team of Sting and Ricky Steamboat. I'm thinking ahead of time. There we go. That's next week. 65C. Let's continue because I'll keep pre-booking stuff. And then this is basically just a random video to tell you to buy the pay-per-view. 2 weeks, and the owner will be hanging off a pole, and he will get it back. So buy the pay-per-view and see how much pain we're going to put Tracy Smothers through. I ain't going to do the voice just for hype for the promo. 62C. Hopefully people buy the pay-per-view. In a bad subpar wrestling, a little heat. Ken and Nakasaki, the Power Twins, defeat Rey Mysterio Jr. with the Bushwhackers in 802. Now, why does Ken only need to deal with that? Because it's really annoying. In 802, when Ken and Nagasaki defeat Robert Stewart Jr. by pinfall, the Kazmat Crash. That's quality in the colour commentary going to match of base. Butch Miller 45, Luke Williams 41, Robert Stewart Jr. 54, Larry Power 32, Dave Power 31, and Ken and Nagasaki 53. No work from 49D+. Dave Boy and Straight Lawler backstage, and they have a massive backstage brawl. In about that decent wrestling match, Dave Finlay and The Undertaker defeated Trace Smothers and Steve Austin in 746 when Dave Finlay defeated Steve Austin by pinfall the Tombstone Pile Driver. I'm going to change that again. Terz Winkworth, The Undertaker's head, shorts below nuts. The Undertaker 65, Dave Finlay 47, Steve Austin 42, Tracy Smothers 53. No work from 60C. I'm just going to write a note here. I've done that now. I forgot to save that. Dave, change finisher and check when Undertaker. Basically, just make sure Undertaker's definitely using the Tombstone. In a battle at Subpar Wrestling in Good Heat, Arn Anderson defeated Bret Hart by pinfall for the spinning bait spinebuster. Arn Anderson 74, Bret Hart 83, a 73B minus because they're not going to face on Sunday. I thought I'd give it away for free. And then Brian Pillman, 59C in the back, and he goes, everybody's underestimated since I walked through the door except for the fans. So I'm going to show MPW the MPW board. But I mean business. When I kick Cleary Branch's ass in a 2 out of 3 Bulls match in 2 weeks' time. Yes, Brian Pillman, you will certainly be doing that in 2 weeks' time at Extreme Rules in a 2 out of 3 Falls match because that's what I've scheduled you for. Believe me, these shows are not people think that I just take this and book the shows randomly. I do not. I take time to work out how I want them to go. If you look at the Brian Pillman we're using here to the Brian Pillman we're using in Impact, I've already he's gone heel and he's going after Bret Hart, and Bret Hart's just won the title in a ladder match. Anyway, 59C. Go and watch it. It's quite entertaining. In a terrible match, Mike Rapide defeated Savio Vega in 814. Mike Rapid 36, Savio Vega 39. No work from 3D minus. So it'd be nice to get them on TV. Music video showing the Japanese invaders, Joseph Lager, Wait Muta, Mashi Shinu, and Stan Hansen. I'm just going to call him Shinu because it sounds better. In a battle of Great Wrestling, Good Heat, Brian Pillman and Ricky Steamboat defeated Shawn Michaels, Tree Blanchard 757 when Brian Pillman defeated Blanchard by pinfall the air Pillman. Brian Pillman's getting praised gimmick, Ricky Steamboat 83, Pillman 76, Rudy Blanchard 63, and Shawn Michaels 66. Shawn Michaels in Rumble, Brian Pillman in performance, and Ricky Steamboat in performance 73B minus. And now it's title. No, we've got 6. Oh, nice. I think we missed an angle then. In a battle of decent wrestling match, Dave Boy Smith, the Fantastics, and Harlem Heat defeat Jerry Lawler, the British Invasion, and the $1 Billion Babes in 737. Bobby Filton defeat GQ States by pinfall the Fantastic Flip. Dave Boy 57, Stevie Ray 36, Booker T 36, George Hines 42, Bobby Filton 54. Mike Sampson 39, GQ Stratus 39, Dave Taylor 47, Stephen Regal 53, and Jerry Lawler 68. Booker T in performance of Mike Sampson in Rumble, and I will agree with that. Jerry Lawler was head and shoulders blown ups. Video plays hyping Sting versus Flair, Sting and Hogan versus Ric Flair and Lex Luger. 98 in an exceptional match. Sting and Hulk Hogan defeat Ric Flair and Lex Luger in 21:44 when Sting defeated Lex Luger by pinfall. In terms of ring work, Hulk Hogan was head and shoulders with everyone else, and Lex Luger's weakness to the chaos of ring performance. Sting and Hulk Hogan have excellent chemistry team together. Lex Luger 60, Ric Flair 92, Hulk Hogan 100, Sting 83, Lex Luger improved in performance, a 90 freaking A. Let's hope the 6-man tag match does as good as that next week. But ladies and gentlemen, that was a 90A rated match. Holy crap. The first I have booked in this game on any of my series is after the match, Sting, Lex Luger, and Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair won't stop fighting despite the attempts of Screwy to break them up. It's an all-out brawl to the back. 77B. My friends, that is it. Next week, an 85B plus, the best show we have ever booked. And them two are going to... Any of the shows they're on, they will be the main events. So, yeah, Sting and Hulk Hogan, because they're great and they're really good in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you live for next week's edition of Thunder, which will be coming live for the first time ever from Canada. That's where I'm thinking of going next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in Canada next week for the go-home edition of MPW Thunder. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again for the last one before Extreme Rules. Welcome back. It's 936 people tonight at the Opera House in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's our debut show in Canada. Of course, we've got the pay-per-view heading to Great Britain in August. I do believe. Yep, UK Rampage in August. And in a terrible pre-show match, the Power Twins defeat the Top Guns in 8-18 when Larry Power defeated Ricky Rice by pinfall. Dave Power's real office game and Derek Deuce real office game. That's quality to the collar commentary and retro boost. Larry Power 34, David Power 30, Ricky Rice 34, Derek Dukes 38. And David Power is improved in performance. Nice, a 37D minus. In a pool pre-show match, Bob Holly defeated Don Callis in 8-22 by pinfall the Alabama Slam. Bob Holly 41, Don Callis 42, No Welcome is 44D. In a pre-show bout, decent wrestling, but here RVD and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Scott Hall and Sid Vicious in 7-34 when Rob Van Dam defeated Scott Hall by pinfall the Van Terminator. Sid Vicious 48, Scott Hall 48, Rey Mysterio Jr. 49, Rob Van Dam 47. Scott Hall improving technical, and these two have a good chemistry teaming together, which is weird. In a pre-show bout, decent wrestling, but Heat, Lance Storm defeated Dave Sullivan in 8-27 by pinfall the Canadian Maple Leaf. Dave Sullivan 40, Lance Storm 54. No work in progress, 52D+. In the pre-show round, decent wrestling with cheat, Chris Benoit defeated Ultimo Dragon in 8-03 by pinfall the Diving Headbutt. Ultimo Dragon 53, Chris Benoit 57. No work in progress. Of course, we can have the Canadians win. And then in the pre-show round, decent wrestling below Heat, Tommy Dreamer defeated Bam Bam Bigelow in 8-04 by pinfall the Tommy Hawk. Bam Bam Bigelow 57, Tommy Dreamer 39. I still ain't sorted out, Dave. I'm just thinking about something else I've got to do for the pay-per-view. And so we open up with the first time I do a Thunder video package. So I can get straight into the action tonight. In a bad decent wrestling with the Nasty Boys defeat Harlem Heat in 7-10 and Jerry Sykes defeat Booker T by pinfall the trip to Nastyville. The Nasty Boys make defense number 3 of their MPW World Tag Team titles. Stevie Ray 42, Booker T 41, Brian Knobs 56, Jerry Sykes 57. Booker T improving in performance of 55C-. In a Subpar Wrestling All Heat, Vader defeated Mike Rapid in 7:39 by pinfall the Vader Bomb. Vader 59, Mike Rapid 31, 52D+. Then we have a video hyping up Hulk Hogan versus Arn Anderson on Sunday at Extreme Rules. In a bad decent wrestling, but having a cheat, Dave Finney and Sonny Vega defeated Owen Hart and Steve Austin in 7:50 when Dave Finney defeated Owen Hart by pinfall the Tombstone. I did this on purpose. Steve Austin 52, Owen Hart 69, Sonny Vega 44. Dave Finley 53. Dave Finley improving performance. The reason I did that is because Savio Vega and Owen Hart are going to be facing each other at the pay-per-view because I want Owen Hart on the card. And it makes sense. Owen Hart and Savio Vega. There we go, it's booked. But also I wanted Dave Finley to get a lot of heat for beating their hometown guy. So there you go. Then we have Shawn Michaels in back and he goes, this Sunday night we're live on pay-per-view across the world, and tonight in our debut in Canada I have a tag with someone, but I don't care because I'm the world champion and the best dog damn wrestler on this roster. Shawn Michaels improvised well throughout the segment. He asked to be unscripted and he did well, so he's unscripted from now on. In a bad decent wrestling with Emma Cheat, Tina Santana, Eddie Guerrero, Cactus Jack and Kevin Nash defeated the Japanese invaders by Jason Van der Liger, Monsieur Shiniru, and the Great Muta and Stan Henson in 7:50 when Tina Santana defeated Jason Van der Liger by pinfall the Flying Forearm Smash. Stan Henson 72, Great Muta 63, Monsieur Shinu 71, Juice Van der Liger 60, Kevin Nash 32, Cactus Jack 54, Eddie Guerrero 60, and Tia Santana 51. Stan Henson improving in performance at 65C. Ric Flair versus Bret Hart at the pay-per-view hype. And then in the battle, had Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, the Fantastics and the Bushwhackers defeated the British Invasion and the Pitbulls in 7:54 when Bobby Fulton defeated Grey Wolf by pinfall the Fantastic Flip. Butch Miller 40, Williams 41, George Hines 39, Bobby Fulton 45, Anthony Dante 43, Grey Wolf 43, Dave Taylor 48 and Steven Regal 57. Grey Wolf in Rumble, Anthony Dante improving in performance and Dave Taylor in performance at 52D+. In about decent wrestling but little heat, Kendo Nagasaki defeated another. I still haven't sorted out this. I did this on purpose as well to get Kendo Nagasaki over with a bit of heel heat. He defeated Chris Jericho in 8-11 by pinfall the Kazmat Crash. Chris Jericho 60, Kendo Nagasaki 51. No welcome with 61C. Then we have my usual contract signing. Only gets 49D+, so let's move on. Between them two and it gets smashed through a table. In a bad decent wrestling number cheat, Tracy Smothers and Dave Boy Smith defeated Jay Lawler. And The Undertaker in 8:50 when Dave Boy defeated Jay Lawler by pinfall the Running Power Slam. Paul Bear did good work at ringside. Tracy Morsi on this game, so did Davey Boy. Undertaker 55, Jerry Lawler 53, Davey Boy 59, Tracy Morris 42. Tracy Morris improving in performance with 58C-. These two have a brawl backstage. In the battle of decent wrestling, but little heat, the Line Express defeated the $1 Billion Babes in 04. When Brad Armstrong defeated GQ Stratus by pinfall the side Russian leg sweep. Mike Sampson 42, GQ Stratus 42, Tim Horner 52, and Brad Armstrong 66. Tim Horner in Rumble and GQ Stratus in performance, 58C-. In a battle had good wrestling and a decent match of the card, Lex Luger and Shawn Michaels defeated Sting and Ricky Steamboat in 8:25, and Lex Luger defeated Sting by pinfall the running forearm smash. Shawn Michaels 68, Lex Luger 54, Ricky Steamboat 77, Sting 63. Lex Luger in performance and Ricky Steamboat in performance 71C+. Then we have a video hyping up the Three Horsemen taking on Ric Flair, taking on Hogan, Brett and Brian Pillman. 84B+, and a battle had superb wrestling and a decent match in the crowd. Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart and Brian Pillman defeated the Three Horsemen, Trudy Blanchard, Arn Anderson and Ric Flair in 22:50-25, and Hulk Hogan defeated Arn Anderson by pinfall with a big leg drop. Trudy Blanchard was beaten in stroke out in the ring performance, that's fine. Flair 96, Arn 73, Truly 49, Pillman 71, Bret Hart 82, and Hulk Hogan 92. Bret Hart in Techno and Truly Blanchard in Techno 84B+. My friends, what a debut in Canada to get a 78B. My friends, I will see you again this coming Sunday night when I'll see you at not against all odds, at Extreme Rules. I'm thinking about the wrong show. We'll see you at Extreme Rules, guys. I don't know how we managed it, but we sold out the Baltimore Civic Centre tonight with 10,000 people. There is a huge change to tonight's card and what's going to happen into the future of the company, which will be confirmed and announced at the start of tonight's show. But appreciate about Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat Chris Jericho to defeat Dave Taylor in 7:31 by pinfall. There's your first hint to what's going on. Chris Jericho 40, Dave Taylor 48, no openings 48D+. And appreciate about Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, Ken and Nakasaki UK, and Don Callis defeated Mike Rapid and Bob Holly. The only way I was able to get rid of that gap. In 7:45, when Ken and Nakasaki defeated Bob Holly by pinfall the Kazamaki Crash. In terms of ring performance, Kendo was Ed and Chod's well, that's Don Callis the weak link. Bob Holly 45, Mike Rapids 41, Don Callis 31, Kendo 58. Don Callis improved in technical 51D+. In a pre-show bout of Pro Wrestling non-existent crowd, Heat Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Lance Storm in 7:49 by people the Miss Joanna. Rey Mysterio Jr. 49, Lance Storm 41. No welcome is 50D+. In a pre-show bout of October Wrestling non-existent crowd, Heat Dave Sullivan defeated Mr. Ooh La La in 7:47 by pinfall for the leg drop. Dave Sullivan 40, Mr. Ooh La La, they've got an 18. These two have pretty good chemistry, which is nice, 35E+. And then in a terrible pre-show match, Tommy Dreamer defeated Samurai Warrior in 8:19 by pinfall the Tomahawk. Samurai Warrior, as you know, has appeared before 26, and Tommy Dreamer 42. No welcome is 39D-. Then in your final post-show match, in a pre-show match that had a decent wrestling without much heat, Truly Blanchard defeated Ultimo Dragon in 7:32 by pinfall slingshot suplex. Truly Blanchard 59, Ultimo Dragon 55. Truly improving in technical, nothing for Ultimo. Let's get to the opening segment. Hello and welcome to Extreme Rules. Now you've seen the signs on the pay-per-view channels and outside that the entire card has changed. Now with my kind heart, I have sent the names who are struggling with drug abuse to rehab. Some are going to be gone for up to a year and some a few months. But that will not stop us from putting on awesome shows. We'll still have big names, and tonight's main event will be a four-way match to crown a new world champion as we restrict Sean of it while he is in rehab. So I did a drug test. Quite a lot of people came back using steroids and other drugs. So the ones who were using it, who had heavy drug abuse, have been sent to rehab, which is quite a lot of the roster. It's caused me some issues tonight, but we've got over it. Some matches have stayed the same, some matches haven't, so we'll sort everything out after Night of Champions. In a decent match, the Nasty Boys defeated Line Express in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 15:15. When Brian Knobbs defeated Tim Horner by pinfall with a trip to Nastyville, the Nasty Boys make defense number 4 of their MPW World Tag Titles. Tim Horner 49, Brad Armstrong 57, Brian Knobbs 59, and Jerry Sags 59. Brian Knobbs in performance 57C-. I know these two are going to go, yeah, we can do better if you don't put us in a hardcore base match. In a decent match, Mr. Shanu defeated Kevin Nash for 15:07 by pinfall the Yasuki kick. Mr. Shanu 70, Kevin Nash 31, no work for him, 61C. Yeah, it'll be quite a nice little match to do. In above our good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Vader defeated Cactus Jack in 9:35 by people with a Vader bomb. These two have pretty good chemistry, showed no performance. Cactus Jack 66, Vader 66. No working in 71C+. In above our good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Tito Santana in 7:58 by pinfall with a diving headbutt. Tito Santana 66, Bam Bam 69. No work improvements. 71C+. In above our good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Brian Pillman defeated Jerry Lawler in 14:36 by pinfall with the air Pillman. Jerry Lawler 67, Brian Pillman 74, and he's still improving in performance. 75B-. And Brian Pillman debuted a new spot for Showcase Africa Ability. His psychology will be helped to use this as a go-to spot in the future. In the battle of decent wrestling below heat, Dave Finlay defeated Steve Austin in a bull rope match in 15:17 when Dave Finlay was the first to touch all the corners. Dave Finlay makes defense number 2 of his MPW Intercontinental title. Steve Austin 42, Dave Finlay 55. Steve Austin in performance a 54C-. Not bad. In the battle of subpar wrestling below heat, the Top Guns defeated the Bushwhackers and the Power Twins in 14:48 when Ricky Rice defeated Larry Power by pinfall. Butch Miller 51, Luke Williams 45, Larry Power 35, David Power 31, Ricky Rice 32, Derek Dukes 41. Ricky Rice in Technical, Derek Dukes in Rumble and Performance, a 46D. In a decent match, Juice and Thunder Liger defeated Owen Hart in 14:53 by pinfall, usually using the rope to leverage a 69C+. Liger out there with 73 and Owen Hart with 52, and Liger improved in performance. Not bad at all. In a decent match, Tracy Smothers defeated The Undertaker in a singles match in 14:59 when Tracy Smothers retrieved the item. Tracy Smothers 56, Undertaker 66. The Undertaker and Tracy Smothers have great chemistry in the performance. Paul Bearer and Undertaker have great chemistry. The Undertaker improving in Technical. That will build up towards Night of Champions. And above had subpar wrestling and heat, Harlem Heat defeated the $1 Billion Babes and Fantastic the Pitbulls in a cage match in 14:34 when Booker T defeated George Hines by pinfall the Towering Inferno. Stevie Ray 41, Booker T 41, Mike Sampson 41, GQ Stratus 43, George Haynes 44, Bobby Fulton 57, Anthony Dante 48, and Grey Wolf 49. Grey Wolf in performance and Booker T in performance. We've got the cage, we might as well use it. Then your first semi-main is Stan Hansen, Ricky Steamboat, Terry Funk and Sting. Gets an 84B in an exceptional match. Ricky Steamboat defeated Stan Hansen, Terry Funk and Sting in a cage match in 24:52 and Ricky Steamboat escaped the cage. Ricky Steamboat is your MPW champion. Terry Funk debuted his old crazy old man gimmick, Scottish run of average. Stan Hansen 82, Ricky Steamboat 86, Terry Funk 75, Sting 79. Terry Funk in Rumble and Ricky Steamboat in performance. That wasn't meant to happen, but we'll go with it. It was meant to be. Believe me, everything's changing. All the storylines are going to have to change after tonight, and everything's going to have to be moved around a bit. So, Ricky Steamboat and Stan Hansen and Terry Funk and Sting are going to be feuding, and Sting will get a rematch at some point. I'm really thinking he'll get the title back in September, but for now, because of the people on drugs, I'll show you everyone who's in rehab after this. But A4B+. And then a video plays on Anderson, Bret Hart, The Great Muta, and Hulk Hogan. 86B, I thought it would do because it got Hogan in it. In a battle had superb wrestling in great heat, Hulk Hogan defeated Bret Hart, The Great Muta, and Arn Anderson in 33 minutes 22. Arn Anderson first, then The Great Muta, finally Bret Hart. Hulk Hogan is your MPW World Heavyweight Champion. There's a reason behind that as well. Arn Anderson 75, Bret Hart 82, Great Muta 77, Hulk Hogan 92. The Great Muta improving in performance. That is where we end the night, and we end the show with an 86B+. I cannot complain, to be honest, with half the names gone. I will see you guys. I'm going to give everybody who I think deserves a bit of a, pop for tonight. After what's been going on with how bad the backstage area is as well. We'll see you guys tomorrow and have a look at who's in rehab and what's going to be happening to the company. So I'll see you at the main title screen. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to the main title screen. Let's just get rid of these. We did quite well last night. I'm quite proud of us. We got 0.28 buy rating and 0.4 TV rating. Let's have a look at. Yep, 0.4. Well, that's quite good. And quite a few people watch us on TV. So it's not doing too bad. 10,000 people drew. We sold out the crowd. We beat CMML. And we also beat WWF Over the Edge. The Ultimate Warrior defeat. Yeah, that's quite a good main event actually. You give them that. Some good matches on the card. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are here to see what's going on with my roster. So I did a quick sort T to Santana up. Yeah, we didn't make money last month. That's fair enough. I was doing a lot of signings and sugars. Can you please be happy? Can you just be happy? Because I don't hate having messing you. So we made a loss. We only got that much money. But as you can see, I did a medical thing which caused us to do it. Rick Rude's still out for 37 days. So basically, some of the people are in rehab for quite a while. Some of them are not. Benoit's in for 8 months and 3 weeks. Dave Boy's 3 months, 3 weeks. Eddie Guerrero's 3 months, 3 weeks. Lex Luger's in there for 7 months and 3 weeks. Ric Flair is in there for 5 months, 3 weeks. RVD's in there for 6 months and 3 weeks. Sabu's got a 26-day suspension. He wasn't meant to have a suspension. He was meant to go to rehab. Zelya Vega, 4 months, 3 weeks. Scott Hall, 2 months, 3 weeks. Shawn Michaels in there for 7 months. Sid Vicious in there for 2. And Regal's in there for 3 months and 3 weeks. So I'm going to do a quick medical check. I don't know, I can't remember how I do it. So I think I can hover over a certain rest. So if I go over Sabu, where is Sabu? I can't pick him at the moment because he's not on the roster. But when he comes back, I'll check him again. But I will be checking these when they come back from rehab and seeing if they've still got it or not. See if it helps them or not. But we've got to. So that does mean I'm going to have to kind of scrap all these storylines. Arn Anderson versus Brett can stay actually. Hence why that was in the main event, because that can stay on as a storyline. I can't remember the other person in our main event who we're going up against Hulk Hogan. The Great Muta, which will not be the case. I'll be sorting that out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Sorry about the sudden card change, but let's hope that this doesn't have to happen again. We'll see you again in the next episode. Episode number 4. What is this for? No, this is 4. So episode 5. Thanks for watching.